The Himalayas, a land of majestic peaks and stunning beauty, treacherous slopes and hidden crevasses. This is a land of extremes. Many adventurers have been drawn to its slopes. Many have faced their end. This is a story of one such disappearance. The Himalayas have always held a mystical allure. They are a place of pilgrimage and challenge. For centuries, climbers have tested themselves against these peaks. Some have succeeded, many have perished. The mountains hold their secrets close. The air is thin at these altitudes. The weather is unpredictable. The Himalayas are a place of legend. Ramesh Thapa was an experienced trekker. He had been coming to the Himalayas for years. He loved the challenge and beauty. He felt most alive in the mountains.
In the summer of 2012, I planned a trek with friends. We were all excited. We had been planning this trip for months. We were all experienced hikers. We were well equipped. We were confident in our abilities.
They set off into the mountains. The first few days of the trek were uneventful. The weather was clear. The scenery was breathtaking. The group made good time. They enjoyed each other's company. Ramesh was in his element. He was a natural leader. He shared his knowledge of the mountains. He felt a connection to the mountains. On the third night, the weather turned. A storm rolled in. The wind howled. The temperature plummeted. The group took shelter. They huddled together for warmth. The storm raged through the night. Strange sounds began to filter through the wind. They were like whispers. They were like cries. The group couldn't be sure. They had never heard anything like it before.
What is that? Have you ever heard anything like it?
No, never. It's unsettling.
One of the trekkers, Sanjay, ventured out to investigate. He was a brave man. He was curious. He wanted to know the source of the strange noises. He cautiously stepped out of the tent. The wind nearly knocked him off his feet. Sanjay couldn't see more than a few feet ahead. The snow swirled around him. He called out. There was no reply. Only the sound of the wind and the strange, unsettling noises.
Sanjay, be careful.
He decided to return to the tent. He would investigate in the morning. He made his way back through the blinding snow. He slipped and fell. As he lay there, he saw them. Footprints in the snow. Large footprints. Unlike anything he had ever seen before. The next morning, the storm had passed. The sun was shining. The group emerged from their tents, relieved and eager to continue their trek. They packed up their gear and set off.
As we made our way through the freshly fallen snow, we came across a sight that stopped us in our tracks. There in the distance was a small stone hut. It looked abandoned.
Curious, the group approached cautiously. The door creaked open as if inviting them in. The interior was dark and dusty.
There was a single wooden table in the center of the room. As our eyes adjusted to the dimness, we began to notice strange and unsettling details.
The group searched for Ramesh for hours. They called his name until their voices were hoarse, but there was no sign of him. He had vanished without a trace. The group was devastated and baffled.
The group returned to the village and reported Ramesh's disappearance. A search and rescue team was dispatched. We scoured the mountain for weeks. Helicopters scanned the area from above. Dogs sniffed the trails, but there was no sign of Ramesh.
Weeks turned into months. Months turned into years. The search was eventually called off. Ramesh Thapa was never seen again. His disappearance remains a mystery to this day.
Some believe that Ramesh had an accident. Perhaps he fell into a crevasse or was caught in an avalanche.
Others believe that Ramesh was the victim of a wild animal attack.
And then there are those who whisper of something more sinister.
The mystery of Ramesh Thapa's disappearance remains unsolved.